Okay, I'm going to share with you exactly why do others seem to grow muscles faster. What's up fam? Welcome back to another Hockbot session. In this session, it's going to be a bit different because I practice my art skills, right? Okay, but in this session, I just want to share with you. Probably some of you are wondering like, how come that person started at the same time as you? Probably look the same, it's probably like exactly the same replica of you, but that person seems to be able to grow muscles faster than you or quicker than you. Okay, you're probably a bit worried like, are you doing the right things, for example? Okay, even if you're doing the exact same things, how come your muscles aren't growing as fast? And you probably start worrying like, is there something wrong with me? Okay, I'm going to share with you exactly why do others seem to grow muscles faster. Okay, there's actually a lot of reasons, but I want to really focus on just one of the reasons, or one of the possible reasons in this video. Okay, so even if the other person looks exactly the same as you, maybe the exact same height, weight, same age, and the person seems to be doing the same exercises, this person seems to be able to grow muscles faster than you, right? Like for you, you just don't see any significant difference, or even if you do, it's not as fast. And here's the thing, right? The reason for that is because of this. If you look at the person's structure inside, right, you probably cannot just see it from the outside. Sometimes you gotta like slice it open, use a microscope and look at what's happening. But okay, you don't have to do that. But what I want to share with you is this. If you look at our beautiful drawing right here, okay, please go ahead and compliment me for the drawing. By the way, compliment it below. Okay, looks good. Okay, a lot of people are saying that it's steroids and muscle juice. Okay, let's put aside all those artificial stuff and just talk about something natural here. Okay, so if you look at the person's muscles, okay, we have a very beautiful drawing of a person's arm. And these strands here are muscle fibers. Okay, obviously they connect from joint to joint and stuff like that, but just for the sake of simplicity, just look at it as muscle fibers. Okay, don't read too much into it. So these are muscle fibers, and if you look at what I drew below, okay, these are actually two possibilities of how the muscle fibers could be looking for the same individual. Okay, so for example, it's you. The muscle fibers could look like this. The muscle fibers could look like this. Okay, and what are these two situations, and how does this explain why that individual or the other person seems to be able to grow muscles faster than you? Okay, let me just very simply mark this out. So like I said, this is something that could be happening in the same individual, but not at the same time, right? So this is the person if he or she is more hydrated, okay, and using the muscles frequently, okay. On the other hand, this person on another instance, okay, is actually dehydrated and not using their muscles frequently. Okay, I know the words are a bit small, but bear with me. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, for you, let's just think of this person as you. Okay, if you are exercising regularly compared to when you're not exercising regularly, and I'm not talking about like just running and stuff. I'm talking about exercising and utilizing that muscles regularly. Okay, what's gonna happen is you are actually gonna fall in this category. Okay, if you don't use the muscles as frequently, you're gonna start falling into this situation where the muscles fibers seem to shrink. Okay, I'm not gonna go into the exact names and signs, but what I want you to know that in each muscle fiber, right, which if you lay it out, okay, it's gonna stack up and give you that overall look and size, right? In each muscle fiber, there is actually something called cytoplasm, right? Cytoplasm is actually just fluid. And it contains water, glycogen, and ATP. Right? Don't read too much into it. You don't have to understand all that stuff. But Basically, what you have to know is there are fluids in each muscle fiber, and if you are not using that muscle fiber as frequently, there is no reason for your body to actually hold on or actually increase the fluid around that my muscle fiber, right? As compared to when you had a reason for it, there was a demand, right? So if you were exercising regularly and you were actually using these muscle fibers more regularly, what's going to happen, assuming that you're having enough nutrients, enough fluid, hydration, what's going to happen is your muscle fibers will look fuller, your muscles will look fuller, right? And in that sense, from the outside, what are you going to be able to see? You're going to be able to see that your muscles are bigger, right, as compared to when you were not using the muscle fibers as regularly. Okay, so now we are talking about just one individual, which is you. Okay, and then we want to go back to the main question here, right? So why do others seem to grow their muscles faster? Here's the reason, okay? And we are going to use this concept. Like I said, there are a lot of reasons, but we're just talking about this one. So for an okay, so for example, it's you versus person B, right? Person B may have had experiences in the past where maybe they trained a lot, they have a lot of muscle fibers, much more, okay, compared to you, for example, even if they look exactly the same as you at the start, but inside they actually have a lot more muscle fibers. And what's happening is, why do they seem to grow their muscles faster than you? It's because of this, okay? For each muscle fiber that expands when you start exercising, giving it enough nutrients, fluid, water, right? For you, you might have each muscle fiber expanding. The other individual is going to have the expansion also, but what's going to happen is maybe each expansion is a bit bigger and there is more expansion because that person just has more muscle fibers due to his past experiences, his or her past experiences. Okay, and this is the reason why on the outside it just seems like that person seems to grow muscles faster. Okay, or for you, you might be growing muscles faster than someone else who started at the same time as you. This is the exact reason why. Okay, you're basically, and most of the time at the start, the reason why you grow so fast when you start exercising again is because you're just basically putting on the muscle size that you already had but shrunk in size. Okay, you're not exactly putting on a lot more new muscles or breaking it down that much. You could be, but the biggest reason why your muscles seem to grow quickly at the start compared to others is because of this reason, right? You're just basically growing back to what you originally already had. Okay, and this is on the flip side the same for those of you who find yourself not being able to grow muscles as quickly. It's because maybe in the past you just haven't had the opportunity to grow muscle fibers as much as compared to the other person. Okay, I hope this helps. And the main reason, or rather the moral of the story I'm trying to get across here is this. Okay, even if the other person looks exactly the same, feels exactly like you, right? Similar, everything is similar, story seems to be similar as well. I can 100% tell you that even though you're comparing to someone similar, their background, their story is going to be 100% different, okay, from you. And the moral of the story is, don't compare yourself with the other person just because the other person on the surface looks to be similar, okay, because whatever is inside is probably different, and because of that difference, it's going to cause changes in the other person that is much more different compared to you. Okay, moral of the story here is, stop comparing your story with the other person when you don't know that person as well. Okay, and more importantly, don't feel frustrated because you are comparing yourself with the other person with a completely different story from you. Okay, I hope that helps. Yeah. So for those of you who are struggling with muscle growth and you are kind of frustrated why it's not happening as fast, this is the reason why. Keep this in mind. You just got to focus on yourself, the steps that you have to take for yourself to grow the muscles accordingly. Okay? Alright, awesome. So let me know if you have any questions below. Like for those of you who talk about steroids, you're not talking about that at all. But even if you do take steroids, not that I encourage it, you got to understand that these people train their butt off in order to maximize the effects of steroids. People who take steroids and don't train their body properly according to how a person with steroids should train is not going to have that results, okay? But what we're talking about here is going to apply for both natural and steroids. Not that I am, once again, recommending steroids, okay? Before you nail down your basics like nutrition and training, you probably shouldn't even think about steroids, if you ever do, okay? Okay, yeah, so moral of the story is to build muscles so that later you'll continue to build on itself, and drink a lot of water to hydrate the muscle fiber. So, yes, hydration is important, okay? Muscles will not continue to build on itself like naturally. You have to change things up so that you will constantly stimulate it, constantly break down your muscle fibers, and cause it to change, right? You have to provide it with a reason to change. Okay? Awesome. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and I hope this helps to dispel some of your frustrations and just really start to learn to focus on yourself and stop comparing with others, even though everything on the surface seems to be similar. Okay, hopefully this helps. As always, stay safe, better on, all right? Push on, and always just think about how to get better instead of striving for the perfection that doesn't exist at all. Okay, till the next session, stay safe everyone, stay happy, and always stay appreciative and grateful. See ya.